So, he's to a dictionary salesman.
We've got two visionaries.
What are you two looking at?
We did not want you two to blame yourselves.
You two mull it over.
I want to see you two girls up in my office.
Those are my two bugaboos.
Did it!
What a weekend in the world of sports. Some great things to talk about. I feel like the mosquito at a nudist colony. No idea where to start.
No idea where to start. Great line.
So let's start by taking care of some housekeeping. Tim and Sid Uncut, the podcast, on the air for episode number 10. Yeah, that's right. Thanks to you, we have actually hit double digits. Alongside Sid Sixero, the Sid in the title, I'm Tim McAuliffe, the Tim in the title. Unfortunately, not in the title, but still no less important, DJ Bennett. Ryan Haynes and Stacy Beta behind the glass. That's who's in the building. If you aren't the podcast,
applause for them.
Well, they control it, so they can give themselves applause whenever the hell they want.
That's a good idea, actually.
The podcast is available on iTunes, thescore.com, hardcoresportsradio.com, webisode available at thescore.com, and thanks to your ridiculous support, we are also available at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 Pacific on the Score television network.
And that support has been ridiculous.
Yes, it is. Number one iTunes sports podcast in Canada. Thank you, everybody. All right, enough of the babbling. This is who and what you're going to hear about over the next 47 minutes, 53 seconds of content. We start with Bill Belichick,
Tom Brady,
and Peyton Manning. We also may squeeze in,
if we have time,
yes,
LeBron James,
Mark Cohan,
Carson Palmer,
Manny Pacquiao,
Casey Prinders,
Bud Adams,
Stephen Ames,
Chris Sims,
Brock Lesnar,
Brandon Jennings,
Michelle Wee,
Steven Jackson. But we start with the Monday Nighter. And when Flavor Flav uttered the famous words, "Don't believe the hype," he was not talking about the Patriots and the Colts because they lived up to the hype. And we have purposely not talked about this since we arrived, a couple hours ago to prepare for this podcast.
Yeah, you and I have been sitting next to each other for 6 straight hours,
right,
talking about, SNL.
Yeah.
How bad an episode that was over the weekend.
Right.
Life. At Kingston this
right.
weekend.
Yes.
Lovely
CIS. Yes.
Everything under the sun except Colts Patriots.
Bill Belichick goes for it. Just over 2 minutes to go. 4th and 2 from his own 28. This is the topic of the day. Everybody calling him out, including his former player, Rodney Harrison, who called it the worst decision he's ever seen Bill Belichick make. Your thoughts?
I didn't see the game. So what happened?
No, you didn't watch the game? You went to bed?
I saw the game.
Yeah.
Well, I'm guessing a lot of people, and Chris Collinsworth nailed it at the end. A lot of people went to bed.
Yeah.
Colts down 17, wrap.
Those people probably aren't very good football fans.
Or they wake up at 5 a.m.
That too.
Have a life.
But when Peyton Manning has the ball. No?
I know. But
never turn away from something like that.
But you and I don't have kids.
No, that's true. That's true. Good point.
All right,
Touché, my friend.
I guess the 4th and 2 really, really masks everything else that happened in the game. Never mind that Reggie Wayne and Peyton Manning hooked up for a 10th time to end it. Forget it. It's 4th and 2.
Yeah.
Now, Kevin Falk, the catch itself. Let's begin with that, Timmy.
All right.
Did he manage to get a first down? Was there a chuckle?
The bobble?
Was there
the bobble? Sid's moving his hands up and down for those on the podcast. Just hit his hand against the table. You hurt? You okay?
No,
you good to go?
I'm not. Was it a bobble?
Yeah, I think it was a good call by the official, and I think that we'll get into the timeouts because I think Bill Belichick calling those timeouts and not having the opportunity to challenge it when he wanted to, and I think that he should have. But let's hear from the particulars involved in the actual play before we come down to break it on down. The particulars on this play, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, and Bill Belichick.
You see him going for it on 4th down. I can't lie. Obviously, you certainly get a little nervous because you realize, hey, that they might. Obviously, you might get a short field, but the game might be over.
We thought we could win the game on that play. If we picked up that play, then we would have been able to either run out the clock or run out most all the clock. And that was a yard that I was confident that we could get.
You know, Coach being aggressive, and I love that about him, and he gave us a chance to make the play, and like I said, sometimes you come up a little bit short, and we did.
In order, Peyton, Bill, and Tom, if you couldn't tell the voices.
Tom Brady, I think, is being given a pass here.
Oh, really?
That has to be 5 yards deeper. Why are you walking that line? On your own 20.
Hold on a second. This is what you pick out of all of that?
Yes,
You're going after
because
Tom
I don't
Brady?
think Tom Brady's getting ripped enough for the quick pass. I mean, why are you splitting
because
that
if he catches that ball, it's a first down.
Well, he did catch it and didn't get a first down.
If he catches
so now
it clean.
What? Well, if he catches it clean.
It's a first down.
But there's no one on the field that you might think about. Wes Welker.
Oh, I know.
Randy Moss.
Weren't they talking about Kevin Falk being the smartest player on the team throughout the broadcast?
Kevin Falk's route should have been.
This isn't what
to
you
the
should
32.
be nitpicking on.
I think it is.
Yeah?
Because why, if you need to get past the 30, are you at the 30? Why do you leave that door? If he goes to the 33, this game is over.
Did he have time to go to the 33?
He might not have. Yeah, that's a good point.
It was 6 wideouts, right? They went empty backfield on the play.
It was a pass play.
Yeah, it was a
I'd
pass
say.
play. Yeah, unless they're going to run the
Unless
quarterback
they're going to run the quarterback draw,
The guy
which actually might not have been a bad idea.
Torn ACL.
Yeah, which you wouldn't have seen it coming.
All right.
Anyway, so I just want to make that point because I don't think anyone's talking about it.
Do you punt the ball?
Yes.
Let me ask you that. You punt it.
That's your 28-yard line? You don't punt the ball?
No, I think I punt the ball, but I think that because of Bill Belichick's arrogance in the past, the media is unjustly just jumping on this dude because of the fact that he made a play that was controversial. Now, I understand the guys in the broadcast. They have to make an immediate decision as to what they think the call was, whether or not it was good or bad. But let me ask you a question. Against a banged-up Colts D with 2 rookie corners, the Patriots get 2 yards and they win the game.
And you play
the game
to win the game.
It's over. They get 2 yards. The ball is in the hands of Tom Brady.
And they didn't get it.
Perhaps the greatest quarterback of our generation. And all they needed was 2 yards to win the game.
At their own 28.
Right.
At their own 28-yard line.
I say it.
So you're going to give Peyton Manning
No,
the
but
ball.
I don't think it's being talked about enough that it was 2 yards away from a win. All the greatest offense of our generation, and maybe you can argue that the Colts are as well, back and forth between the two, needs 2 yards to win the game.
And they didn't get it.
No, they didn't get it.
And in a lot of people's mind, the Patriots pissed away a victory for no reason.
Yeah.
Now, hold on. Now, if they punt it, the way Manning was moving that ball at the end of that game, it is not inconceivable that he still gets that 6.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Manning caught on real hot, real late.
Yeah, but all you need is one, tip,
Yeah.
anything. But I guess you need that from the 30-yard line, too.
You need that from the 30-yard line, too.
Yeah.
And I just, if they would have punted, it wouldn't have been a cinch either. We're not saying that.
No.
However, from your 28-yard line, Tim.
Yeah, no, I was I was perplexed when I saw them when the offense was staying on the field. I was perplexed. I was more perplexed when I heard that there was a song named Boom Boom Pow. Okay.
That still perplexes you?
That perplexes me. What
really?
the hell is the name of that
big
song?
Hit.
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
Good hit.
That's the name of a
big
song.
Big hit.
I understand.
Black Eyed Peas, by the way, highlight of SNL.
Yeah, because the whole show sucked.
The whole show
but we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about Bill Belichick and this game. I was confused by it, but I thought this is the type of arrogance. This is the type of play that has made them, the champions that they are. This is, we're going to do it. We're going to win this game. We're not going to leave it.
Why did you classify that as arrogance?
Why did I classify?
Yeah,
because
I find that
he felt that he could get 2 yards to end the game.
But is that being arrogant? Is that being arrogant or having faith in, as you said, one of the great quarterbacks of his generation and receiving quarterbacks?
Splitting hairs. I'll go both ways on it. I'm not saying.
I just find it intriguing.
I think
you're not the only one saying arrogance.
Right.
That's a popular refrain today.
I think that Bill Belichick, part of the reason that makes him a great coach is that he has supreme and utter confidence in himself. And I always say in football, you have to impose your will on other teams. You impose your will and let them adjust. And the team that imposes their will usually is the team that wins. So I like the call that he is going to be confident in every way, shape, and form. This one, I'm not so sure. And I think the ramifications of making that call and failing are multiple. I mean, you can look at it. The Patriots I think they outplayed the Colts in Indy, which is where the AFC Championship will now go through. That being said, this is a young defense, and he didn't let them go out in the field and win it.
No.
He wanted it in Tom Brady's hands. And will Belichick lose some of that swagger? I mean, he's done things that nobody would do before. It's part of what made him great. But will he be gun-shy now because of this call?
If anything, this will make him even more of a Maverick, and not in the John McCain Maverick frame.
Really? You don't think that he just tasted his blood for the first time?
Everyone is killing him the day after.
Yeah.
He's going to want to shove it down people's throats going forward. He'll do that
We've
again.
seen him be a little vengeful in the past.
Yeah,
just
a little bit.
Right.
Fellas, I got a question for you, though.
DJ Bennett, welcome to the program. Yeah.
Very compelling stuff. But if, let's say Falk catches it clean, first down, are we not saying that Belichick is a gangster right now? Are we not saying he's a god?
That's what I'm saying, is that like all these people that are now jumping on him would be all, oh, I can't believe he had the balls
DJ
to make
said
that
something
call.
really, like, if he caught it clean, he did, right? Kevin Falk kind of caught that clean. On the live, it looked.
If they get the first down, is what he's talking about.
But I think he caught it clean. I think he caught it clean.
Do you think they should have challenged? They would have got the spot.
Well, I mean, if they had a timeout, they could.
By the way,
challenged.
what a call by the official. At first, I was like, why the hell is he talking about juggling?
Yeah.
Right? Like, the hands go up and down. I'm watching him. Why is he talking? And he's like, because I'm spotting it a yard back, because he did not have possession.
Did you think it was
of the ball.
that apparent, the juggling early?
No, I didn't see it
I
at
didn't
first.
see it either.
And I thought the official made a great call. Also lost in this game, Jim Caldwell is now my guy.
Why is he your guy?
Every time they showed him on the sidelines, Jim Caldwell looked like this.
Tim has no expression on his
No, none whatsoever.
None.
He was just calm. Like, I think maybe his lip quivered a tad.
A tad?
But he did not have any expression when they were down, when they were up.
Well, reminds me of a
Ah.
Colts coach of years gone by. It's Tony Dungy.
Tony Dungy, right.
And
I know when he gets fired,
Yeah.
eventually Jim Caldwell, they'll say he didn't have any passion.
Yeah.
But in that moment, I thought that he had a calming effect on his team because he was just not up, not down. They were looking for him for reactions. They show him about 20 times.
Yeah.
He didn't have one. Second best look of that game, Andrea Kramer and that jacket.
I missed the jacket.
You didn't see the purple
I missed
Michael
the jacket,
Jackson
and I am
jacket?
an Andrea Kramer guy.
Oh, it was terrible.
Love me some Andrea Kramer.
It was terrible.
So
I'm no Mr. Blackwell.
Come on,
A thumbs down for Andrea Kramer. Okay, I'll take
Come
your
on,
word for it.
woman. What are you wearing?
I think. Can I just wrap this up with one more thing?
Yes, you can.
The Patriots owe now the rest of the AFC an apology, because this all but cinches that the road to the Super Bowl in the AFC will go through Indianapolis. If it goes the other way last night, everything's in play. And the Patriots are in play for home field. That, I think, is the biggest drawback for doing and attempting what Belichick did. Why you play with that fire, I'm not really sure. Punt it away. Make them earn home field. Don't hand it to him like that.
Yeah, but that's
Make
not
him
what,
earn it.
That's not what Belichick's thinking.
Well, he should have been, because
That's not
now
what-
he's going to have to go into Indy
He's gone on the
hypothetically
road
down the line.
plenty of times in the playoffs.
Yeah.
He's not worried about it. Just ask the Pittsburgh Steelers, who, by the way, lose for the second time on the Who Day.
How about the Bengals?
How about them Bengals?
Without that really nice guy, Cedric Benson, in their backfield.
They have swept the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Baltimore Ravens. The latest win, 18-12, beating Pittsburgh at their own game.
And with Cedric Benson suffering a hip injury in that game yesterday, the word on the street is Larry Johnson is about to get
there's some
picked up
rumors.
by the Cincinnati Bengals. Sources tell ESPN,
Yeah.
who I will buy for the time being. That's an interesting pickup. Because Marvin Lewis, it seems like right now, has changed a lot of that Cincinnati culture.
Well, he was part of that
He was
culture
part of that
before.
culture. Well, but right now, what are the headlines? That off the field or on the
because
field?
they're winning.
Because
When
they're
they're
winning.
4-11.
I want winners.
Yes.
He wants winners.
Right.
Well, has anyone been arrested in the last 2 weeks?
Right, but
All right,
Chris
so he's
Henry's
changed
still
the
on
culture. Marvin Lewis has changed the culture.
Whatever.
Larry Johnson and Cincy, is that going to fit?
I don't know. We'll see. I think if it's a no lose situation, because basically you sign him, you pay him whatever you pay him a week. If he's a pain in the ass, you cut him.
Yeah.
Right. And Benson, initial reports were that he was ready to go on Sunday. So that's why I'm a little puzzled why you add Larry Johnson to the equation, especially when you're talking about changing that culture. And it takes you, what? I mean, they had a little blip a couple of years ago where they ended up being, above 500, making the playoffs, and then losing when Carson Palmer got hurt to the Steelers. But Why would you risk that?
Unless
like you're
Benson's
playing well,
yeah, but unless Benson's more hurt than we
Then
know,
we're being let
or
on,
this kid Bernard Scott, despite looking pretty solid yesterday,
he had the game-winning play.
Might not.
Basically,
they might not have complete faith in him.
No.
So it could be a couple factors involved.
So since 1970, when they moved into the same division as the Steelers, they win for just the 14th time in Pittsburgh, and they do so with their defense. You have to give. We were talking about it last week, and we can do the old pat our own backs, but their defense looked unbelievably
strong.
Good. Steelers went 0 for their last 10 on third down. Roethlisberger passed for 174 yards on 40 attempts. And Rashard Mendenhall, who just put 155 on Denver, went for 36 yards on 13 carries.
Surprising. Mendenhall is an absolute burner. Did I see Willie Parker get a couple carries, by the way?
Yeah, well, and I wonder how they
have a Willie Parker sighting in Pittsburgh. You got to give it to the Bengals. And Shane Graham, by the way, who had a horrific start to that game, couldn't hit anything. No. Comes back and just makes big kick after big kick in a tough field to do it in. Yeah, I mean that defense has been amazing. Yeah. Marvin Lewis.
Do they win the AFC North?
I think now they do.
Yeah,
they've beaten basically everyone in the division,
and then they basically have to lose 2 games. Yeah. They have a 2-game lead on Pittsburgh,
and they'll be. Let's assume it's New England Colts at the top, so they'll be the 3 seed.
They could be the 2 seed. Why can't they be the 2 seed?
I think New England will play really well down the stretch and get the 2 seed.
I like their division, although
they're in a weaker division.
But since he's done with,
but they're done with their division.
With Pittsburgh and
Bring
Baltimore.
on Tampa. Bring on who else is on their schedule.
Yeah,
I mean it'll be interesting, impressive. But I still see Cincy as a 3.
Right, guys, I got a quick question though. You talked about winners. You talked about patting yourself on the back. So go ahead and do it, Timmy. Can you talk to me about some Vince Young and Bud Adams, because he wants winners and he's getting some.
Bud Adams called for Vince Young, and Vince Young is now 21-11 as a starter. What DJ is pointing to is the fact that all last year and part of this year I was calling for Vince Young to start simply because I thought he was a better playmaker than Kerry Collins. But I will say that when they weren't going to him, I thought the career was over because I thought that Jeff Fisher had absolutely no faith in this.
He might still not.
Right.
He might still not.
But
that
Bud
wasn't
Adams,
his decision.
The bird is the word for Bud Adams, by the way. Did you see him
Bud Adams, yes.
on YouTube give the finger to the Buffalo Bills?
Bud Adams, owner of the Tennessee Titans, who, by the way, is 90 or looks like he's 90.
He's 86 years old.
He was somebody caught him on a cell phone or a BlackBerry or an iPhone. I don't know what it was. He basically flipped off a bunch of Bills fans yesterday, but not just flipping off, but in really spectacular
emphatic fashion.
It was like one, and then it was like another, and then he rotated.
Yes,
and then
it wasn't just one.
Pointed.
It wasn't just one finger.
No, it was multiple fingers.
Yeah, I mean he had like a dance, right? Like he was, and then it went back
phenomenal.
and forth, and then both fingers were flashed.
Yes,
now the left and the right.
I think the message here
a lot of birds.
A lot of birds.
Mm-hmm.
Bird is the word. I think the message is you have to listen to really old guys.
Right. Yeah.
Like Ralph Wilson.
Right.
maybe he's that crazy.
Can we have
crazy like a fox?
Can we get in conversation with Ralph Wilson and Bud Adams?
Let's try that.
Can we try that? This is off the cuff, but I thought, who would you rather be?
I'd rather be Ralph Wilson, obviously.
Okay, so you be Ralph Wilson. I'll be Bud Adams, right?
All right.
So in conversation with Ralph Wilson and Bud Adams.
Hey, Bud.
How you doing? How you doing?
Ralph speaks. I believe that Vince Young has been very good for you. Very good for your team.
I told our coach to play him. Why don't you tell your coach to start doing things?
I told Dick. I call him Dick. I told Dick to put in Jim Kelly a while ago. Maybe hold on, just crap my pants.
Did you?
I gotta go.
Good day to you, sir.
And
scene.
My old man impression has fallen off.
Well, we put you on the spot. I just thought it might be amusing.
That
should have rehearsed.
That was as difficult a scenario as you put out there in a long time.
I know. So Vince Young, just for the record, DJ brought it up. 21-11 as a starter, and for the record, also Jay Cutler, after his 5-pick performance, is now 21-25. I repeat, 21-11 is Vince Young. 21-25 as a starter is Jay Cutler. Perceptions are sometimes more important than reality.
Tim, at 3-6,
No chance. Don't even ask the question.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yes.
He's 21-11 as a starter.
Yeah.
They're a
different
different team. They're a different team.
This year?
I'm talking playoffs this
Get
year
out.
in Tennessee.
Get out of here.
Yes, I am.
No, get out of here.
They're only 3-6. 4-4 puts you in the hunt in the AFC.
Playoffs? What talking about? Playoffs?
Oh, perfect.
You kidding me?
Thank you.
Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
I think I'm going to go on record.
Perfect.
What is today? December 1st?
I got to give a gunshot to the booth. That was perfect. Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah.
Today's not December.
No.
Tennessee's in the playoffs.
It's not even close.
Who's going to take the spot? The Jets?
No, the Jets.
Who's
going to
take that spot?
The Steelers
San
have
Diego?
one. The Steelers have one, and then San Diego or the Broncos.
San Diego aren't that good.
Speaking of, the Denver Broncos had a 3.5 game lead over the San Diego Chargers. Lost to the Redskins. Chargers, Broncos now tied for top spot, thanks to a victory over the Philadelphia Eagles. And LaDainian Tomlinson, who we talked about perhaps his career being over, rejuvenated, 96 yards and 2 touchdowns.
After the game, LaDainian Tomlinson told the media that he found out before the game his wife is pregnant. And the media went, congratulations. And it spurred him on to one of the best days we've seen LT have.
And they've been trying to have a child for a while, and she left a gift in his locker room.
Yes. So basically, what LaDainian Tomlinson's wife has to do is figure out a way to break this news to him every week
game,
and make it. It's like next week.
You're going to have
LT,
your first child.
Guess what? It's yours. And he's going for 120 and 3 touchdowns. And the week after that, you
Don't
come
get
up
on
with something.
Sid, is Maury going to be part of next week's CBS broadcast?
Yes. We'll have to bring Maury in, and the test results are LaDainian, you are the father.
Maury's mastered that art.
Oh yeah, that's his every show is.
That's basically Maury.
We're going to look at DNA results.
So LaDainian Tomlinson, congrats on numerous.
By the way, LaDainian and LaTorsha.
LaTorsha is her name.
Yes,
of course it is.
Of course it is. Why wouldn't it be?
Congratulations.
I wonder if Josh McDaniels will handle his first rough patch better than Rex Ryan. Because you know the talk about Rex Ryan and his, I've got confidence, my team is just as good as any team in the league. That shtick went over real well when they were winning.
Yeah.
That shtick isn't working so well right now.
Nope. Not in New York it is.
No.
Not in New York it is.
He's going to start getting crushed, too.
They're not out of it. A couple more losses, they'll be out of it.
Yeah.
And Mark Sanchez wasn't horrible yesterday.
No.
The defense needs to clamp down a lot more than they are.
Right.
And there was talk in New York. This is one of the best Jet Ds ever. Wow, that was a little premature.
Yeah, that was
a little premature.
A little premature jocularity there, boys. Yes. So the Chargers beat the Eagles. Green Bay beats the Dallas Cowboys. And last week, if we can pat ourselves on the back again.
It's a lot of patting.
Yeah, it is a lot of patting.
You're
separate my shoulder.
Right shoulder's when you sore.
I'm patting myself on the back. The NFC East was a topic on this show last week. The Eagles losing San Diego. The Cowboys losing Green Bay. At least the Redskins beat the Broncos. We can say that. But we talked about it as a stat of the week last week. Now I'll say this. Of the 4 NFC East teams, they have beaten just 2 teams above 500. Atlanta, which is 5-4, and Denver now, and you can just throw out the Redskins because they don't even mean anything in that division and won't mean anything in that division. But their out-of-division wins have come against teams that are combined 24-48, and they just pooped the bed on 2 games, albeit on the road, but 2 games against teams they probably should have beat.
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole what's with the Eagles going to the West Coast? Honestly.
I know. They can't do it.
And they look worse against Oakland.
Yeah.
They look better against San Diego.
Yeah.
And I mean, Andy Reid, if that run isn't working in the first 3 attempts, boy, he pulls the chute quicker than a guy over Normandy.
No, and poor Brian Westbrook, by the way.
Yeah. Is it career done?
I don't know.
Is he over?
I don't know. But you hear people with these concussions now. It's now politically correct to tell him to sit down. Keith Olbermann right away. And that's his second concussion in as many weeks. And I'm not saying it's wrong in any way, shape, or form, but people are going to be pushed to say, do not play him.
Well, Keith Olbermann suffered like 8 concussions.
Right, and that's just from Dan Patrick's.
Yes.
The out-of-division wins have come against, I didn't finish that sentence, by the way, St. Louis, Tampa Bay, Oakland, Carolina, KC, Seattle, Atlanta.
I'd like that schedule.
Yeah.
Give me that schedule.
I know.
I can coach that team.
I know. It's unbelievable.
Give me that schedule.
Before we get going here, we got to talk about the CFL. And, Maybe we should save it for after a short commercial interlude.
I think that would be wise.
Really?
I think maybe we take a
have
break.
Too much to go.
Yeah, this was one of the wildest weekends I can remember in a long time.
Can we go longer?
It's our podcast.
I've been told no.
Come on, let's
do it. I think Greg Sansoni's voice came right through. You know what we'll do? Maybe we'll cut it off on TV and keep it going on podcast.
If you would like more podcasts, go to iTunes. I like it.
You like it?
That's what they call a tease.
Another tease.
You and your face.
Time for us to regroup. When we return, the Big Wheezy. Pac-Man strikes again. Stacking jacks in Charlotte. King James wants 23 left alone. And Brandon Jennings hits the speed limit in Milwaukee. That's next on Tim and Sid Uncut, the podcast.
Going right at Anderson Pacquiao. A spectacular move by Michael Jordan.
Hit him high, hit him high, hit him high. And you hit him low, hit him low, hit him
Straight to the hole. You ain't got no.
We are going straight to the hole. It's the Tim and Sid Uncut podcast.
Whoa.
I'm sorry. I mean like the basketball hole.
Right.
Going back to the basketball hole. Sorry.
What are you doing?
NBA jargon.
All right.
Sorry. Kids are
Use
watching.
the rack.
Available on iTunes, thescore.com. Where else are we available?
That's interesting, too.
The Street Corner?
Hardcore Sports
Hardcore Sports Radio.
Yeah.
Your local grocery store.
Stella Artois. I finally saw the commercial.
Really?
I'm sorry. Yeah, I knew which one until... Yes. Okay. And now I can't... And there's a Grand Marnier French one, too. There's two
where
French
there's like
ones
mad
on
menage
our
a trois going on in that one?
Yeah.
That is a sexy ad, let me
They're
tell
both
you.
pretty sexy. I mean, when you do the French... Not when you do the French. When you do the French, it's disgusting.
No, but
I wanna puke.
but that's
my French teaching wife wants me to slap you in the face. By the way,
she wanted to slap me before she could speak French.
Yeah, that's right.
But like to quote, like those ads are. I mean, to quote the French,
yeah,
they're pretty hot.
Yeah, I know they are pretty hot.
What was pretty hot was some dunks we saw in the NBA over the last 7 days. One specifically, Dwayne Wade on Anderson Varejao. Anderson Varejao folded up like an accordion after the dunk.
Cheap tent. Yes, he did.
Wow.
The legs extended beyond and into the stanchion.
Yeah.
Is that what you call it? The stanchion?
Like his business was in his face.
Right.
Like try and picture that.
And then D. Wade taking the right turn quickly to walk over him. Yeah. Like he was going to go away and he thought, you know what? If I walk over him and place cashews once again near him. So what we were talking about in the newsroom was it was probably the best body-to-body dunk that we've seen.
Yeah, I mean,
because you have the ones where guys jump over dudes. You have the ones where guys come over on help and get caught. But body to body, that was impressive.
You know what was also impressive was Marv Albert's call of this.
Let me
before we run it. Go ahead.
Can I tee it up?
Go ahead.
Can I tee it up? Because he had his 3 catchphrases all embodied in this call. See if you could pick them out as we listen to Marv. And it wouldn't have been. Well, maybe if Kevin Harlan had the no regard for humanity, but Marv Albert calling this was fantastic. Listen for his 3 catchphrases.
And Dwayne Wade right at the body of Anderson Varejao. Welcome to your Kodak moment.
That's Reggie Miller.
That's Reggie Miller.
Yeah, that's Reggie Miller.
That's 3. Facial, yes, and the foul. I didn't let the people at home play. Yeah. I should have actually shut up.
Rewind selector. Can we get that one more time? I want you to listen.
Oh, man.
He gets the facial. The facial. Yes. I love it. How good a dunk is it?
And there's actually, there's really 4 things that are Marvin there because in the call you don't know wearing ladies' underwear. So it was pure Marv.
You're terrible.
Come on, the guy likes to bring that in. The guy likes lace.
How do you describe that dunk?
In a mouth.
Is it? It is by definition that is in a mouth.
Like Anderson, we're not exaggerating. Anderson Varejao's groin,
right,
when he falls, is in his own face.
Maybe we should ask the podcast listeners, viewers, / whatever the hell else, or however the hell else they consume this, to tell us.
I got a name for it.
Feedback at the score. Sorry, not feedback. It's score.com/feedback or Twitter. You can let us know.
Twitter. Tim Ross.
This is your podcast.
Yeah.
Just tell us what you want and what you want to call it. What are you saying?
The taint dunk.
The taint?
Yeah.
Why?
I'll just let people let this soak in. I don't know if you can even explain it.
Because it smells?
No, it's not even. It's a rude reference, but that's what was in Anderson Varejao's face.
DJ, are you cluing in?
I'm losing, Tim.
I don't know if I want to know.
Yeah, no.
Well, moving on. Let's talk about LeBron James.
What about Wade walking over Verjao?
The walkover.
To quote Sherman Hamilton, disrespect.
Was that a Sherman quote, really?
Yes, he loves to use the disrespect. Actually, he uses the disrespect, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe it's "duh" with a D.
No, I don't think Sherm uses the "duh."
Get it right.
I don't know.
It's "duh" disrespect.
"Duh" disrespect.
Now, in the same game, Tim,
Mm-hmm.
and this is what I find maybe even as interesting as Dwayne Wade.
Oh, yes.
So LeBron James at halftime basically says that he'd like to change everything about the NBA. He would like to have everyone not wear 23, as Michael Jordan sits 7 feet away, and they're probably going out later for pints.
Right. Think they go out for pints? LeBron and Jordan.
Are you kidding?
Pint of Guinness.
I like to roll with that crew.
Yeah.
So LeBron says he's going to change his name from 23 to 6, which he wore in the Olympics in Beijing.
Right, and his second favorite player, Julius Erving.
Yeah. And he wants no one else to wear 23. He also said he made a bunch of demands. He would like his movie screened at every halftime of every NBA game.
Mm-hmm. Right.
He would like LeBron James immortalized in every arena, just to have the name.
He'd like his own jump man.
He would like Big League Chew at his locker before, during, and after every game. Just like he made a series of demands
with
during
talcum
halftime.
powder in it.
Yes,
right.
So what do you think of this retire MJ's this grandstanding LeBron did with MJ 4 feet away?
I don't understand what number B.J. Mullins will now wear.
That's a great question.
That's
you know what? No one thinks about BJ.
Yeah, don't disrespect BJ.
No one thinks about BJ, but you got to think about it.
You know what? That is BS.
Yes,
for BJ.
But what do you think?
Who plays his initials off?
Tim, what do you think of that? He's 6 feet away. Like you're just. Like,
I know why LeBron's doing it, and just you can't with Gretzky. Well, I guess people will argue because Gretzky. It's happened in two sports. It happened with Gretzky in hockey. 99 is retired, but 99 was a number nobody wore.
Well,
Wolf
actually,
Paymont
one night on Hockey Night in Canada said, "I hope the rest of the league doesn't wear 99 as well." I'm making a statement right now.
Right. Okay. So and then Jackie Robinson, who Michael Jordan did
That's
a
not
lot
even,
of the
that
game.
transcends sport. That's a social issue. That's a respect issue.
Right.
Of course.
So I don't know. I'm a Big O fan. Why not for Oscar? Why not for? There's just so many guys that came before Michael.
It's a great point because you got to watch who you do that for.
Right. And what LeBron was saying is that Michael Jordan opened the door for us to do what we're doing, and he pointed to Dwayne Wade, and he did. He revolutionized the game. I won't deny that.
Larry Bird
Magic and Larry Bird,
Larry Bird and Magic Johnson
took the
rescued
NBA
a league that was dying.
Right. He took them off tape delay. The NBA Finals was on tape delay.
Gave us Brent Musburger.
Right.
That's thanks enough.
Is it?
I think so.
All right. Steven Jackson's got a new home. It's in Charlotte. You like to move?
For Charlotte, the lowest scoring team in the league, I love the
Bingo.
move.
Yeah.
And Don, listen, this is not a good deal for Golden State. Vladimir Radmanovic is a sieve, and he's paid a lot past this year.
Mm-hmm.
Raja Bell can't string 20 games together anymore. He's really hit an injury slump.
Yeah.
Although he's going back to the West. It might be.
But he's a smart player and a gritty player, and it might be something Golden. I don't know. Golden State needs a lot.
I know, but I'm just impressed. I'm impressed that Golden State pulled it off.
Yeah.
Because Steven Jackson is making a lot of money, and to find a partner, it was just. I think both sides had to do it, and I like it more for Charlotte because Jackson is going to just get every shot he wants. Just pile up the points.
There's so many, and he's gonna, if you have him in a pool, I think you're smiling. Ryan's got him in a pool. Oh, he is gonna stack Jack. He'll be just Jack because he's gonna be jacking from everywhere on the floor.
Captain Jack will be back. Enough rhyming. Do you think we should stop with the rhyming?
The rhyming? Yeah. Can you spit some fire? Spit some fire for us. You want freestyle?
Not for free.
Come on, you've done it before.
No, I hustle.
All right.
Speaking of fire, I have him in our pool, but you guys are...
Nobody cares.
You guys were tied, I believe, this week?
Yeah. TJ's trying to stir something up.
I will fight you right now.
Do you think people care about it?
No,
I don't think
people don't care about a fantasy basketball week between you and I.
Well, tell me about the fantasy numbers this dude's putting up right now. Brandon Jennings.
Brandon Jennings
is
my dude.
Is he your
That's
dude?
a reference thrown around this building a lot. Brandon Jennings is my guy. Brandon Jennings out of high school. You have to go to college. Nope. I'm going to Europe.
Yeah.
And he goes to Europe, comes back seasoned. He dropped 55, this kid from Milwaukee, on Golden State Saturday night.
One of the greatest rookie performances in history.
Without question.
Lou Alcindor, 51 points. Nah, not enough. He was 3 points shy of Wilt Chamberlain's rookie record of 58 for Philadelphia in 1960. A legendary performance by a young man who has gone through a lot since going to Europe. Because I think a lot of people in the United States wanted to hate on him for going to Europe. And the reason they wanted to hate on him for going to Europe is because he bypasses this system they call the NCAA, right? They want everyone to go through the NCAA, even if it's one and done.
Yeah.
They want you to go through the system where you don't have to get paid.
And
he chose a different
way.
way.
He chose a different system.
And learned. And let's not forget, when you go to Europe, you can't be what Brandon Jennings was on Saturday night. You can't go for 55. It's a team game. So he learned more from Lottomatica than he would have ever learned. Well, maybe under Dean Smith, other than the best coaches in the NCAA, he might have learned just as much. But he had to learn that team game in Europe.
But I mean, coaches in Europe are notoriously tougher on people, kids,
Yeah.
adults, whoever. Europeans come here, it's a cakewalk.
Right.
Like Sam Mitchell's going to act like he yelled at guys. Some of these European guys, are you serious? This is going to intimidate me? I played in Italy for 3 years.
Yeah.
I got
batteries thrown at my head and nickels.
And that's from fans and wives of players.
Yeah.
Let alone coaches.
Yeah.
Great moment for Brandon Jennings. By the way, franchise record was Michael Redd put up 57 one night for Milwaukee. Kid had 55.
Yeah, as a rookie. And
wow.
I think that people have to hate on him because he dropped so far because they were ripping on him for that move to Europe.
How many teams?
It's so interesting when it goes that way.
I know. How many teams are regretting it?
Oh, right now?
You got to be kidding.
A few.
Yeah.
So he is top of the line for Rookie of the Year. We haven't seen Blake Griffin. Tyreek Evans also
doing
up
some
numbers. Damage.
With Kevin Martin out, he's really stepped up. And Sacramento actually is developing into a not horrific team. Can I say that?
No, I mean,
I can't believe I'm saying it.
And the Clippers have gotten some wins.
Yes, they have.
And they lose to Toronto.
Yeah.
By the way, I'd love to have more time to talk about Toronto's loss on Sunday night.
Best loss they've ever had.
But if they won that game, I think it would have been absolutely monumental. But I'm with you there.
Yeah.
They showed that they could play with the Suns. They showed they could play a little defense against the Suns. They showed a lot, especially after an emotional win over the Clippers.
I mean, they were a minute away from holding them to under 100 points.
Right.
Easy for me to say.
Right.
At home.
Right.
And I know some people out there might not be impressed by that. The high-scoring team in the league.
And Hidu had a couple of those step back. Like, it was crazy.
And you had to let him have that shot at the end. There's no other guy.
And if he doesn't lose the handle just before jacking it up.
Listen, if they play like that, Timmy, they're winning more than they're losing, I think. Do you think they keep that effort?
Yeah, I definitely think so. And I think you get that win, and that shows you that you can step up to the, I won't say 3, I'll say 5, 6 seed, the 4, 5, 6 seed in the East.
And honestly, a game no one really expected them to get. So the fact they were that close.
And let's remember the past dalliances to the West for the.
What did you just call me?
I don't know what the hell.
What the hell did you just call me?
But their past trips to the West, they got.
I understand trips.
They had their.
Oh, they've been Dallas. They went to Dallas and San Antonio like 2 weekends.
No, I'm saying in the past years they've had their rear end handed to them in the past in the West. It's been ugly. Sam Mitchell gets fired. Remember they got blown out. Yeah,
40 points in Denver.
Ridiculous. The game where J.O. basically got traded because he walked off the court because he had partied a little too long the night before.
That worked out, AJ.
Yeah, no, that
worked out.
That didn't work out at all. All right, we have not much time left, Sid. I look at the clock. We've got 10.
Surprised.
Do you want to get into it? We have so many topics to go here, and I know that DJ has been following along. We wanted to talk about Pac-Man. We wanted to talk about Lesnar.
I still think we can.
We wanted to talk about World Cup qualifiers.
Still think we can.
We also wanted to talk about the Big Wheezy, Stephen Ames. What else didn't we get to, DJ?
We didn't get to a bunch of things, but first.
Yeah.
Can you guys?
First things first. Papa.
Sid, give me your thoughts on this right here.
Allah alaikum بالدنيا الله عليكم بالدنيا الله عليكم بالدنيا الفرحة
All right, so people listening are like, what the hell just happened?
I picked out a couple words. Is that Arabic?
That is Arabic.
Yes.
That is the Egyptian TV call of Egypt scoring in the 95th minute over the weekend and earning a World Cup playoff against Algeria Wednesday in Sudan. They had to score that second goal. They got it in the 95th minute.
Did I hear, and I don't know if I heard correct, and I don't want to make this mistake, and maybe I shouldn't even bring it up, but I'm not a pansy, so I'm going to bring it up. Was there references to God there off the top? Was he saying Allah?
No, I think, you know what, can we play up quickly one more time, Deej? one more time, just to, and keep our mics hot during it, because I can translate.
Oh, good.
I can translate. Okay, Egypt wins. Egypt wins. Egypt wins. Thank you, God. Suck it, Algeria. Suck it, Algeria. No. Egypt has a playoff.
No,
do you believe in miracles? Yes.
The Egyptian Al Michaels. Yes. Do you believe in miracles? Yes.
All right, so Egypt.
I don't think you've taken your Berlitz Arabic course yet. I don't think so.
Okay, we agree to disagree.
What's that, Rosetta Stone? Have you been listening to Rosetta Stone?
Of course I have.
Arabic? No, I don't think so.
What a moment, by the way.
Oh, crazy.
What a moment.
You know what? I didn't see any of it, and I talked to you about it. But to score in the 95th minute to head to the World Cup.
To get a playoff for Wednesday to get into the World Cup against that same Algerian team who hate each other.
Right.
Egypt and Algeria.
You're punching your fist together.
I'm not doing that again. Damn it.
Well, speaking of punching, the Pac-Man had quite a big day. Quickly, your thoughts on him, and he sings apparently.
Manny Pacquiao, ladies and gentlemen.
And I talk on my reply.
It's Manny Pacquiao.
I'd rather hurt you honestly than mislead you.
No. Come on, you got this. Whoa, sometimes when we touch why do I picture Russell Peters when I hear that? Why do I picture Russell Peters?
Like, I'm going to break your face so much, make you bleed out of your orifice. It was so gentle.
Oh, my God. So what he did was after he beat up on
I'm sorry, that was in the ring?
No, this is in the press conference after. No, DJ?
Close.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
So,
might as well have been in the ring.
And then he went down the strip and held a karaoke night.
Perfect night for Manny Pacquiao.
Well, I mean, it wasn't karaoke, but he was his band basically is playing.
Floyd Mayweather, by the way, has quoted on the victory.
Yeah.
Floyd Mayweather, can Pacquiao beat me? Absolutely not. Easy work, easy fight. End quote.
Let me quote Bob Arum, who is basically Pacquiao's promoter. So I preface that. I preface what I'm about to say with that. I will go on record. And I really believe that Manny Pacquiao is the best fighter I've ever seen. That includes Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Leonard, and Marvin Hagler.
Wow.
What do you think?
Well, Bob Arum's a jackass, for one.
He is.
I think he's a jackass.
53-2.
He's a jackass.
Thank you, Barack. I think he could beat Mayweather. Am I the only one who thinks?
Well, why not? What in his past would
Miguel Cotto's face looked like someone had taken a bat to it.
Right.
I was amazed. I'm like, how is he not dead?
What's the word I'm searching for?
Not breathing.
Right. It almost appears though in the and I didn't see the whole fight. I watched highlights of it, but it almost appeared as though he kept looking at the official.
Yeah.
Can you please stop this? Because I'm going to kill this man.
My eyes.
Stop it.
My eyes are bleeding.
Stop it.
He's hitting me a lot. That was 12 rounds of that.
Right.
Yeah. Right cross, uppercut.
Right.
I will kill him in the ring.
This would be a regular. We've locked it down. This is a regular appearance.
His voice is like velvet.
On
peanut
Tim
butter.
and Sid Uncut the podcast.
Manny Pacquiao.
Can I hear it? Let's hear it one more time.
Tones.
Can we hear it?
The
dulcet tones of Manny Pacquiao are.
Ask me if I love you, and I talk on my reply. I'd rather hurt you honestly than mislead you with a lie.
Go on, Manny.
Mabute.
Preach.
Mabute.
I'd rather not lead you on, just beat your face. All right. I was not expecting that.
I can't wait for Russell Peters to do something on that because I guarantee you he might.
Guys, speaking of a great fight, Tim, you saw it up close and personal. One of the best football games we've seen.
Oh, I can't believe I didn't bring this up.
Queens Western.
I'm an idiot.
Queens Western.
Wow.
Sure anyone lost here.
No, Tim, no one lost.
The Queens Golden Gales are Yates Cup champions.
Tim McCall.
By the way, after I said that, it's such a. I was in the moment like. Try telling that to Western and Michael Faulds.
Yeah, on
nobody
one
lost. Yeah, on one leg. We lost. Yeah. You a-hole.
My highlights.
Should I go in the D-bag?
No, you shouldn't go in the D-bag. Wow, not for that.
It's true though. I mean, when they look back at that game, when Michael Faulds looks back, allow me to be self-indulgent. When Michael Faulds looks back on that game in 10 years from now, he will be proud of what he did.
Yes, I would agree completely.
And more people should watch CIS football.
Yes. Just to see,
because it's our game. By the way, the CFL ratio, Yeah, just to see Greg Marshall go
No.
bananas? Is that what you're gonna say?
To Pat Sheehan. Pat Sheehan, Glenn Sheeler of the Score says, Pat, go pick up your trophy. Pat goes, really? And then walks over and lifts it and goes, yeah! Like Pat, like all the inner animal of Pat Sheehan just came out. That was one of the lasting memories of that, other than Fultz hobbling on and off the field.
So we may never see it again. The top 2 passers in the history of the CIS going toe-to-toe. It's a shame that we will never see them step onto a CFL field. And the way they're talking about this ratio, we may never see any of those guys walk onto a CFL field.
Maybe.
Dropping it. It's ridiculous. What does the C in CFL stand for?
Class?
No. Canadian.
Oh, Canadian. Damn, so stupid.
Got anything else? Rapid fire, DJ. We got to go.
Yeah, we're
anything else? What else we forget?
Yeah, we got to run. Michelle Weave, big shout out.
Big Wheezy.
Brock Lesnar
finally
in the news.
Oh, yes.
Once again.
His career might be done.
Yeah.
His career might be done.
And what is it? Why do they keep
mono and another illness? And then they're keeping the other illness under wraps.
And love to Casey Printers. And Cap did a great interview with them post game.
Oh, by the way, DJ, it's Bacchanal time.
Bacchanal time again.
Bacchanal time again. You know why?
Why?
Stephen Ames, the pride of TNT. He win a tournament by.
And then he had a nice lime after.
Want me to leave you guys alone?
Time.
Should I leave you two alone?
Well, I just figured no one else might get the reference, so I'll go with it.
It was well done.
Stephen Ames, no truth to the rumor that he pulled out a towel and started waving it like this.
Should have.
After winning.
He did stop banging on the furnace.
Yeah. And should we end like that?
We should.
That is it. Episode number 10. Tim and Sid Uncut. Hope you enjoyed. And Sid, as we say goodbye to the folks at home, we aren't going to break it up. Who day?
Who day, Tim?
Who day?
First place Bengals. Have your moment, Cincy. Have your moment.
Have your moment, and you can enjoy it each and every time. Not only this, but I think we should have finished on Pacquiao, though. That was fantastic. I like this episode.
Is it too late to finish on Pacquiao?
I don't know. I think we should get rid of the Who Day. I think we got to get going. Yeah, good show. I enjoyed this.
Good show. I think it was a solid 7.5 this show.
Right.
And we can do better.
We can.
But I think it was better than last week.
Let us know what you think. thescore.com/feedback. Or find us at Twitter, Tim_Macau, Sid Sixero. That's it for episode number 10. Tim and Sid Uncut. Thank you for watching, listening, and consuming at your leisure. Not leisure.
Like the South, and you know I got a bad girlie at home, and she's cooking on some neck bone. On the sideline, talking on the telephone. Made 2 adjustments, and now it's on. Now I'm back on the field.